Hello everyone, and welcome to another video where I spill the tea leaf on a tarot deck. My name is Debbie and I am from Spill the Tea Leaf Readings and More. And I am excited to share the Pasta Tarot with all of you today. For those of you who aren't familiar with these videos, every time I get a new deck, make a video reviewing that tarot deck. And this is a very special one today. And you can find all my videos if you subscribe and if you look on my YouTube channel, but also on my website. And if you like what you see here today, you can get a tarot or a tea leaf reading from me, and you can just email me at info@spillthetealeaf.com to set that up. All right. So the Pasta Tarot is a deck that I've been aware of, but not one that I would normally be drawn to. And the other night, my good friend Kelly surprised me with this deck. So I am very excited to have a new deck, and I'm very excited to be able to share it with all of you. And I'm very excited to have Kelly as a friend. So thank you, Kelly. And without further ado, let's get started. So here's the box. It is a nice box. Definitely more of a collector's box. It opens up like that. It has a nice pull string. It has information about the deck in there. As well as, you know, on the back as one would expect. All right. So that's the box. Let's start with Major Arcana, as is our way. I will say these are, they have a texture to them, which I like, and I don't know if it's because of the texture or if it's something else, but they are sticking together a little bit. So I like the texture, but I don't like that they're sticking together. So you can see the Fool card and the Magician here, and so far you can see that they're very similar to what we're used to from an RWS system, excuse me. But they have their own little flair to them, and it's very Italian, very Italian-American. And so it's just kind of funny, like it's traditional and yet not all at the same time. And it also, from, you know, on some cards, will have a famous Italian building in the background as well, or featured, which you'll see soon. This looks like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, which honestly throws me a little bit. Is she Italian? I didn't think she was. I know she's Jewish. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. This Devil card, like, I don't even know what to do with this. I find it just so confusing. I'm just so confused by it. So Leaning Tower of Pisa is the tarot card. Wow, I can't talk today, guys. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is the Tower card. I'm actually surprised that's the first time I've said tarot instead of tower, because they are very similar when you're forming those words in your mouth. This one I think is just perfect and hilarious. All right, so those are the Major Arcana cards. So again, very similar to what you're used to from RWS, Rider-Waite-Smith. Let's take a look at the Minuta suit. So all of these suits are types of pasta, or categories of pasta, I should say, because the type of pasta is usually written somewhere else on the card for you to see. And Minuta pasta is pentacles, or coins, or discs. I really do appreciate that the pasta types are written on the cards too. I don't know why, but it just really makes a huge difference for me. I don't know, I can't explain it. I mean, I don't even have to say it, you know. It's perfect. I will admit that some of these cards I don't understand culturally. Like, I feel like because this isn't my culture, I can look at the cards and be amused by them, but there's a deeper understanding that I'm lacking. So if you want to chime in about any of these cards in the comments, please do. I'd love to hear your take. Okay, Corta is, I believe, wands. Yeah. And so again, you can see it tells you what kind of pasta it is. There's a lot of pastas that I was unfamiliar with. I was going through the deck and I was like, oh, never heard of that one. But then there's also a lot that I'm like, ooh, I love that one, and I love that one, and I love that one, and I love that one. You can see I'm struggling to separate the cards a little bit for you. This card, they actually talk about in the guidebook. And I read the guidebook first, and then I saw this, and I was like, I don't get it. So again, there's like a cultural thing that I'm missing. And so I'm amused by this deck, and I definitely enjoy it on one level, but I am unable to get to the next. Oh, wait, I do have to go back to this, because I don't really know Italian, but I'm pretty sure that says I'm Mario, and she's holding like the flower from Mario, and she's dressed kind of like Mario and not like the princess. She doesn't look like Peach to me, but like I don't know, I just thought that was funny, so I had to call that out because I, you know, did grow up playing Mario Brothers, so. All right. Ripana. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I apologize. That's cups. So you can see that the symbolism on these cards is very similar, again, to RWS, but unlike with the major arcana, the minor arcana cards are a little bit different in how they're set up, because they rely a lot more heavily on the pasta in these cards, whereas the major arcana rely a little bit more heavily on people, on figures. This deck, I mean, this card kind of says it all, but you may have noticed as you're going through, it's much more inclusive and diverse than your average deck as well, which I also very much appreciate. All right, so you know that swords are left, and that is lunga pasta. I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of spaghetti, but I am a fan of other types of lunga. I don't know why that is. I'd like to think all pasta tastes the same to some extent, but we all know that that's just not entirely true. Oh, sticking cards. Or not. I just think they're sticking because they're so thick. Okay. That's definitely sticking. I will say one thing I like about this card, if you look at that painting in the background, it's very reminiscent of the classic Ten of Swords background. So they didn't lose that by changing the setting of the card. I feel like he's dressed like Frank Sinatra. I don't know if that's significant or not, but there you have it. All right, so those are the cards. Now, for those of you who've seen these videos before, you know I love a guidebook, and there is one. It's not what you might expect, though. It's a little accordion file. You know, I don't necessarily need more than this. I do appreciate a good book, but I was able to actually read this like in one quick sitting and not be like, oh man, I need to come back to this because it's so long. So that's always helpful. So we have an explanation of the tarot and why pasta tarot and what the different suits are and how to use the deck and all of that. Then we have some spreads, the pasta spread and the Mangiambo spread, both 3 cards. And then from there it starts to tell you the meanings of the cards. So each panel is one suit. And then 2 panels cover the major arcana. And that's it. So I can't be mad at this guidebook. It does everything I want it to do. It has some unique spreads in it. Granted, there's only 2 of them and they're both 3 cards, but like, that's okay. You can do whatever you want for spreads. You can also just pull 1 card or 2. Or you could just, you know, make up your own and it can have endless possibilities. So overall, I like this deck. It definitely feels like a collector's deck because the cards are nice and thick. They have a nice texture to them, which means that some money was put into the creation. The box is nice. Even the quality of this, like it's good and it's thick. Like not that I want to try tearing it, but I feel like it would be not easy to tear it. Maybe along the crease lines, but not, you know, in the middle of a page. So I do appreciate it. I'm definitely adding it to my collection. I don't know that for my intuition personally that it's the best deck. Certainly the more I work with it, the more that might change. One might even say I just need to start eating more pasta and then maybe I'll relate to it because I don't really eat pasta unless I go out to a restaurant. I did have some spaghetti a week ago with my chicken parm from Olive Garden. So, you know, despite what I said about not liking spaghetti, I do like spaghetti. I just prefer like other pastas to spaghetti. Maybe because it's messy. I don't know. Do you guys have that problem? It doesn't matter. The point is, I do like this deck. I'm really glad I have it. I'm very thankful to my friend for gifting it to me. It was a great surprise. And I just need to maybe spend more time with the deck and to see what it does for my intuition. But in the meantime, I don't know, it's fun, right? And that's all that matters. And that's pretty much what is said in the guidebook as well. If you do like this deck, feel free to comment below with your thoughts. If you want a reading from me with this deck, please let me know. You can email me at info@spillthetealeaf.com. I am happy to read with another deck for you as well, or read your tea leaves. And, you know, if I do that, feel free to bring your own dish of pasta with you to eat during the reading. I won't mind. And on that note, I will leave you. So have a wonderful day, friends. Thanks for watching. Bye.